Firstly, on behalf of England Squash, we're absolutely thrilled to be announcing that Mohamed ElShorbagy will be joining the England setup, and we're very much looking forward to helping him and working with him. It's been something that's probably been talked about for a little while. Mohamed's lived here all his adult life, been educated here at school, at Millfield and then Bristol University. He's bought a house here, he's been coached by English coaches, firstly Jonah and then Hadrian Stiff. And I think some of his fondest memories, winning the world title in Manchester in 2017, and then listening to his speech where he talked about the country that's helped him, and he always talks about he seems to play well here for some reason. We helped him with his passport. There was no conditions attached to that. It was very much, we'll help you, Mohamed, and endorse his application and help support that or that whole process. I think when somebody's spent a long time here and they want to be a part of the country, I think it's our right to help that person. Really, I think it's just one of those things you do in life. We certainly weren't thinking about, oh yeah, this is great for us. Let's have Mohamed as a British player or an English player. The initial, when he reached out to us, it was just about, yeah, let's help the guy, But also he wanted to give back to the country that's helped him so much. From our perspective, that clearly is quite an exciting concept. The announcements come out today on Mohamed becoming an English player, and we're 2 months out from the Commonwealth Games, and people will be wondering why he's not at the Commonwealth Games. Well, quite simply, the selection deadline's passed in April, and at that stage, there was, nothing was certain what was happening. So that was the first reason, really. And then secondly, also, we just didn't feel it was the correct thing to do in terms of the guys that have committed so much over the last 2-3 years to try and get to this stage and get selected. So essentially what would have happened by Mohamed coming in was that one of the players would have missed out, Patrick Rooney or James, or that just didn't sit right with us, really. And this is more about a long-term relationship and a long-term vision with Mohamed, and how he can help with the younger players and help influence and share his knowledge, and equally as we're looking to support Mohamed with his career, but it's a long-term vision that we've got with Mohamed here, not just the medal at the Commonwealth Games. Contrary to what people might think, it's not about the funding, and I'll put that on the record now. We applied for funding last year for a new cycle, and in February this year we secured funding for another 3 years up until April 2025, and that was without any mention of Mohamed to Sport England, our stakeholder. So they've done that on the basis of what we've currently got or what we might have the potential to produce, and the juniors and so on, and some of the younger professionals. So that wasn't the reason for doing it. I think for me personally, and within the smaller team at England Squash, I think it's about what he can add, because I think he'll lead by example, but it also is very, when you talk to him, he's very honest about things, about his own performance, and that's not good enough. So if somebody's not doing something that he's not particularly, thinks is good enough or he's not happy with, he'll call it out instantly. Just being around his, we talk about these kind of cultural architects where it's not necessarily what they say, it's what they do and how they act. And I think Mohamed can bring that into a training environment, and people will be able to learn from that, how he warms up, how he warms down. The intensity in terms of I don't mean physical intensity, just the mental focus and concentration throughout the session, no matter what he's doing. If it's a solo practice or a routine, or it might be match play, just whatever he's putting himself to, I think what you'll get is the younger players really looking at that and learning from that. And I think we have got some really talented, creative young players at the moment. Georgina Kennedy's coming through rapidly. She's had a meteoric rise. The young players like Patrick Rooney and Lucy Tamel, Jazz Hutton, Nick Wall, Charlie Lee, Sam Todd. Plus the kind of under 19 players. Tori Malik, Saran, Asia Harris, Katie Malif, who's you're a bit more aware of. There's a whole host of young players that are really going to benefit from maybe been on a squad or been around in a training environment with a Mohamed ElShorbagy. I think sometimes as a player you think you're doing everything you can, but the very best in the world, they're there for a reason, and there's always another level. And it's about being able to extract that extra 5 or 10% from yourself. And with Mohamed, that's what we want to tap into. There is another level, and we want Mohamed to show the other guys what that looks like. You know, Mohamed is a fierce competitor and one of the very best squash players of his generation. And you know, who wouldn't want to have him in that training environment where the younger players and the coaches can all learn from that.